It's storming outside. Well, I filmed this, boys. I think we need to take shelter. Don't put your hooves on his breasts. Oh my god, he did it again. Should the horse put his hooves on the bird's breasts?
Yes, absolutely.
Of course you'd say that. Skip it up and that up. Hey, it's thundering outside. Hopefully my lights don't go off while recording this. I'm not kidding. Anyway, so yesterday Apple had its worldwide developer conference. And I didn't really care to watch it. Every conference I've watched recently has been disappointing. And it's not just me, it's also my audience saying that. By the way, I live stream quite a bit, and I live stream conferences occasionally when I want to suffer through them. On my secondary channel, RTU Streams, link below in the description. Look what's going to happen. You touch the breasts again. Well, one thing that came back that was interesting from the conference that I heard about was the Apple Vision Pro, Apple's augmented or mixed reality, whatever the hell you want to call it, their headset. It has a lot of interesting features. One of the biggest features I'll talk about last. I'm sure you already know by this point, but I may crap my pants again when I say it, so that's why I'm holding it off for last, so at least my editor gets most of this footage, and I can clean the diarrhea off my seat. Or the bird you're not the bird. You could lick it off and enjoy it. It might have corn in it. So it's going to have its own version of Apple's OS called Vision OS. Some of the cool things I saw with it. I have to admit, it does look cool, Apple Vision Pro. Is like you could move your eyes around and highlight different icons. They're saying with Apple Vision Pro, it's so precise that you're not going to need any kind of controllers or anything like that with like other VR headsets where you have to have wands or dildos in your hands. I'm going to miss that. But it's nice that you don't need them. I absolutely would love to have an AR or VR headset where I could just go like this and it's accurate. I know there's other headsets that have done it, but it doesn't hit as well as I would like it to. And because it's an augmented reality headset, not a VR headset, you're not closed off from the world. You could see the person next to you. You could not see the person next to you. It still gives you an attachment to reality if you want it. So that's the nice thing about this is that if you have someone sitting next to you, like I have a bird sitting next to me and I had on Apple Vision Pro and I wanted to see the bird's breasts, I could go, hey, there are your breasts. And then I'm like, all right, I got to go back to a FaceTime meeting. Tired of your breasts. They also talked about how you could have a screen as big as you want to when you're watching a movie or playing a game, which that's actually very cool too. So, hey, you know what? The irony is, if you're on a budget, and you have a small place in like Manhattan, and it's a store, you have a studio apartment anywhere or a small condo, like Philip Burnell used to have, the man who burst on May 1st. You don't have to worry about a TV. Well, you're not going to buy two of these, but if you live on your own and you want to watch TV, you could have a gigantic big screen and it'll block out your surroundings and put you in this immersive movie or gaming experience. I've been holding in that burp for like 2 minutes. It's also going to have amazing audio, ray traced audio or audio ray tracing. If you want to turn anywhere into a virtual work environment, you could browse the internet with Safari and it'll be life size. There are a lot of amazing things with Apple Vision Pro. But there's a problem to all that. Oh yeah, you want to... Hey, I live in a small apartment, Rich. I just got out of college, got my first job. Be nice to have something where I could just have a headset on, okay, and just make any room into a television. How much is it going to cost? It's going to cost $3,500 US. $3,500. People spend that on a car. Apple, what the f***? The other thing that's interesting with the Apple Vision Pro, you notice the cord that's hanging off their neck? Now, I guess this is a win for them, is that they can make their headset lighter than their competitions, because the Meta Quest Pro and all these other ones are competition, but that's where the battery is. So you have to have like a battery in your pocket, and it's I don't know how I feel about that. Now, the cool thing is that it's held on by a magnet. You don't have to worry about damaging anything, which was a smart design choice when you're spending as much as people, like I said, spend on a used car for this headset. But nonetheless, oh man, I can't wait to use my augmented reality headset with a battery in my pocket with a wire like I have a ball and chain on. That was a choice that Apple made. And personally, I don't think it was a good one. Now, I've learned lessons questioning Apple before in the past. I questioned when they came out with the iPad because I thought to myself, who just wants a bigger iPhone? It has the same functionality as an iPhone, but it is not a phone. But I was wrong. The iPad went on to be wildly successful, and many will argue it is the only relevant tablet that is out still on the market today. I know like Samsung still makes tablets and Lenovo, but they aren't the first name you think of when you think. What do you think of when you think of a tablet? You think of iPads. I also called out Apple when they got rid of the headphone jack, and still that one stings a little bit, but no one really seemed to care. I mean, people cared, but they didn't care. Like, it was like, oh, this sucks. Oh, I just bought a pair of Bluetooth headphones. I'm over it. But there's things, for example, if you want to use like a microphone, like a lavalier microphone, having a headphone jack and having the lightning port so you can keep the phone charged while you're using the lavalier mic was nice. But Apple also has had duds, even when Steve Jobs was alive. If you remember the G4 Cube, that super sleek looking glass computer that had a flat screen LCD IPS monitor at the time, which was a big deal, and it had the Harman Kardon circular clear speakers. Very early 2000s looking piece of tech. That was a flop. You could say the HomePod was also a flop. There was the Lisa computer, if you want to go, and technically, actually, the original Mac, even though it was revolutionary, it didn't do the numbers that Apple wanted it to do. So it's not that Apple hasn't had derps before. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes, because people don't want to buy the PSVR 2 because of its price. Okay, because even though it's an amazing VR headset, they're like, wait, you want me to spend more money on the headset than I spent on the PlayStation 5 itself? Stop it right now. So you're having a tough time to get people to swallow the PSVR 2 pill, which is $550. This is around $3,500 US dollars. Different countries, you're going to be spending even more. It looks cool, but it ain't that cool. You know, so it's weird because I could see a future for this, but they gotta find a way to bring the price down of the tech. This is not going to be a mainstream device. If I'm wrong and people sell kidneys for it and it sells millions upon billions of units at that price, it's Apple, it wouldn't surprise me. But also at that price, and with Apple having the occasional massive dud here and there, would it surprise me if this was one of their massive duds too? No, it wouldn't surprise me. This being a success wouldn't surprise me, and this being a dud wouldn't surprise me. Do I think it's going to be a success? I don't know. And you know what? Yeah, I don't want to call it because Apple is unpredictable. Anybody else, we would say this was DOA. Apple, they got a lot of money and they can make things happen. Or it can end up being the G4 Cube. We'll have to wait and see. Do I want one? I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with it. But I'll probably be curious and a masochist and buy it. Hey, it would make for a great video. Alright, I'm going to shut up now. What are your thoughts on the Apple Vision Pro? I don't know. I think the price is ridiculous, but we'll have to wait and see if it's successful. But I want to see what you have to say. Make sure you sub to this channel. Make sure you sub to RTU Streams. Link below in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video. Maybe with a bird up my ass and a horse too.